Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another NBA 2K17 Pro Am game. Today our opponents are pulling up from way downtown and knocking it down to start the game off. Their team name was pretty offensive, so we'll just ignore the team name and get into the game as Brian gets the block. No free gifts allowed to start it off. Nick with the ball to Michael, and watch the ball just keep swinging around until we find someone open, eventually penetrating, and the ball finds the man who got the block on the other end. He's rewarded with a dunk inside as this ball is poked loose, and they dive on it and call a timeout to secure the turnover for us. We're running the same lineup we ran the last time we put up a Pro-Am video, which is 3 sharpshooters on the wings, myself at point, and Brian at center. And the last time we ran this lineup, I felt like we did a pretty good job offensively if, moving the ball around. Myself and Brian were doing a good job of, beating our matchups one-on-one as Walsh. That's too easy going inside. See, we got the good ball movement teammate grade. That was, you got a dunk. That's not exactly what you expect, but, that was basically a result of us, swinging the ball around right there. Brian knocking down that corner three. I mentioned it before. Now it's just a thing that's happened. That's a normal thing now. It's not, out of the blue. That's just something that's part of the gameplay nowadays. You got to account for that man in the corner because he can knock them down when he's open. And by the way, when he's inside, he's dunking it with ferocity. Early on, Brian was definitely the hot hand. They did not know how to control him, so we just kept on feeding him. And on top of that, when they guarded him too hard in the corner, that meant the paint was wide open for cuts and drives to the rim. You saw Walsh get one earlier. We got an and one finish ourselves. Walsh trying to take the screen, finding Michael. Look at the little give and go, and eventually Walsh taking it, and once again wide open paint. And that's all a result of what Brian was doing early on in the game with his offense, and that's freeing everyone else. That's a mean dunk inside right there. I believe they had an athletic finisher at the defensive end. You see, we're driving, finding Walsh. He's got him jumping. He's gonna be pulling and knocking that one down. Early 10-point lead for us early in the second quarter as they try to go posterizing us inside, but thankfully we hold our ground just long enough. But then we throw a bounce pass turnover. Definitely could just kept the ball ourselves. No one stopped the ball, so probably just can't get a mid-range right there. Try to be a little bit too unselfish, as you see they got a sharpshooter right there, so he's not exactly looking to attack the rim as much as the average kind of player is. He's just trying to either get jump shots or create shots for his teammates, and it almost cost them right there. Is once again we're looking for the big man, the man who's been dominating, and why not? If he's got that position, he's got the, if they don't double team him, he's probably going to drop 40 in this game. They got to make some sort of adjustment, but once they do that, obviously, that'll open things for everyone else. So basically, what I'm trying to say is I like what we're doing offensively. Defensively, these little transition opportunities and stuff like that, we got to cut those out the game as we find Nick with the quick trigger. Last time, Nick had a hot fourth quarter, helped us get back into that game almost single-handedly with his sharpshooting as Brian gets the rebound right here. And look at us running, just spreading the floor out, wide open lane, dunking it home early on. 2 dunks for us inside as Brian that time gets blocked. You see, now they're starting to pack the paint a little bit, but Michael gets the offensive rebound. We're going to put that up at the end of the shot clock right there. Definitely didn't mean to take a hook shot. I really wanted to take a pull-up, or yeah, just a pull-up jumper, but I guess that just kind of happened. You see, they got the sharpshooting point guard. He knocked down that deep 3 earlier, and I mentioned it all the time. I just want to see those guys make 1 3, and after that, I'll respect their ranges. Now Brian's starting to go a little bit cold, and you see I'm just playing this guy straight, very tight. I could have tried to help the center a little bit, but at that point, you got to try to guard the 3-point shot more than the 2-point shot because, it's simple math. As we got a lane inside again, and 1 finish. It's a rack attack right now for us. All 8 of our points are just coming straight underneath the bucket. And you see, they're trying to get their center, but we're playing some great defense, forcing the shot up at half, not getting it to go, and, just all around a great game going on right here. You see, their point guard shooting 2 for 7. We taking him out the game since he got to the quick start. They're trying to set screens. We're doing a good job switching and all of that. The power forward and the point guard, they're trying to play a little 2-man game. Look at me and Michael just rotating, switching, and Michael gets a great contest at the end of it all, and then we're getting rebounds inside from Brian and a little bit of Walsh as well as we get the ball to Brian running the floor. That's one thing I love to have on a team. I love having my team. Look at Brian getting the steal and the slam. He's having one hell of a game right now. But that's one thing I love having my teammates. I love having guys who run the floor because it's a slept on part of the game where if you just simply run the floor, some guys do not like to get back because we get wide open right there. So we'll go double screen set by Michael and Nickel, I think, right there. But yeah, you just run the floor, you know, you just give yourself a chance. It doesn't happen all the time, but you give yourself a chance, and every once in a while someone won't get back for whatever reason, and you know, it just works out. As you see, we're doing a good job of, you know, finding our spots, getting teammates open. There's Michael, there's a 3. He's knocking it down, just maintaining this lead at this point. At this point, we don't gotta do anything crazy, you know, don't do anything drastic defensively. We poke it loose, they're gonna get the ball back and eventually get an open 3 out of it, which, you know, that's just, you know, 50-50 loose balls. The plays that happen after the loose balls you can't control, but what we can definitely control is what we're doing on the offensive end. I tried to set up Nick right there. I mean, he had the open 3, but it was a little bit too unselfish by me when we had the dunk right there. And you see, I'm finding my lanes inside the rim a lot, and that's something I feel like I've been doing a little bit better throughout the year. I felt like at the start of the year, you know, it seemed like it was very easy to pass the ball this year as opposed to in last year's 2K in the Pro-Am, where you had to work a little bit more to get shots on cuts and all that. I felt like this year, you know, I was averaging more assists. I don't know if it's just me getting better at the game or just, you know, a product of 2K17, but I felt like I was averaging more assists throughout this year. So, you know, I think that took me a little bit out of, you know, finding my shot. See, right here, I pump faked and pulled and still got it right there. That wasn't good. I should have just taken the first look I had. But, you know, now, like, you know, especially after I played with Space Team, TMM a little bit, somehow playing on that team where, you know, I felt like I'd want to be more unselfish and just, you know, be a part of the team and not, you know, take too many shots and be greedy or anything like that. Some of that helped me find my aggression a little bit, as well as, you know, just, I watched like one day I watched like 3 or 4 of my Pro-Am videos from last year's game. I was like, wow, I used to score a little bit more than I do this year. So, you know, I kind of looked at that a little bit. I'm like, you know, let me just see what shots I can find, because in last year's game I had 3 main ways I could score. If you guys would, it would be hard for you guys to remember this. I'll just, you know, explain it to you guys really quick. I either pull up a really deep 3, I'd go in the underneath the rim, pump fake and draw a foul, or you see that's a bad 3 that's gonna go, or a deep 2 that's gonna go in right there, or I'd, you know, put up a high arcing floater. And all 3 of those ways to score have been taken out of 2K17. The floater, you know, it's a little bit inconsistent, and the floater animations aren't as good unless you have Hall of Fame teardropper. The deep 3s you obviously can't make with a playmaker too well. You can barely make top of the key 3s wide open. And then the pump faking guys and drawing fouls, if you pump fake underneath the rim, like right there, if I just, you know, pump fake, they all jump. But if I pump fake, in the last year's game, I most likely draw a foul and I go to the free throw line. But this year, you can jump as much as you want on top of people and all that. Pretty much foul them to high hell, and, you know, you won't be able to draw a thing. So, all my ways to score last year were taking out the game, and it took me a little bit to find new ways to score this year, but I feel like I'm doing a better job of that. You know, now, as you see, they're going to try to get inside, try to force that pass, but Walsh is right there, the defensive menace he is, pulling a contested 3, and it's actually going to go down right there in this fourth quarter. So, yeah, back to that point, I'm trying to find new ways to score in this year's game, trying to take more mid-range jumpers and all that. You know, now this year, a lot of it, you know, with the sharpshooters on the court, you know, there's a lot more space in the mid-range to work and find your open shots. So I'm trying to do a better job with that. And then, you know, especially with Brian at the three-point line, so that has everyone at the corners and all that, and the top of the perimeter. That leaves the paint more open. Just taking some straight-up takes inside, dunking on people. And we've been doing a pretty good job of that in this game. We got a couple of posters and all that. That's basically where most of our points have come from inside, and pretty much lately where we score for the most part. You see, once again, we're just closing out on that point guard right there. After the start he had, I made it my priority to make sure that guy didn't get his. Now we're just, you know, we're up 15. We're not going to do anything stupid. Kill a little bit of clock. And then he close out too hard. We're going to go all the way to the rim and get the and one finish. So the game plan is working out pretty well right now. As you see, I'm trying to get this double-double at the end of the game. Going inside and looking for anyone. There's Brian. I had Brian initially and missed him, but second time's the charm right there. And on top of that, the point guard fouls out of the game. 4 for 12 shooting, so we didn't really have the best outing at the end of the day. As we're just getting double teamed for no reason. Might as well give it to Walsh. Might as well let him hit a 3 right there. And that's the thing, man. Once they start committing these double teams, once they start accounting for Brian and I, then Michael's getting in it, Walsh is getting in it, Nick can even get in it. And Michael, I felt like he did a very good job this game, as he does most of the time, playmaking. A lot of times those stretch 4s especially, they don't do a good job playmaking, but I feel like we have definitely an above average playmaker in Michael. He ended with 6 assists this game. A lot of times he does a good job of finding cutters and all that, when most of the time those guys are just trying to find their shot and their shot only. He does a good job of finding everyone else's shot. And all those combinations, what was happening, felt like we played a very good game and got the W as a result. So leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. I believe Brian ended with like 30 and, you know, like 12 or something like that in the end of this one. Some really good stat line. All right, 32 and 17. I didn't give him enough credit on the boards. But yeah, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more 2K17. I'll catch you guys next time.